In this episode, I turn this into this, into this, into this. We spin the wheel, go! We talk about big legends. I go to work with my friends. I mess up. I perform surgery and dental work on a bear. And I discover a fun fact about this municipality that probably very few people know. Time to make some noise. Welcome to the most insane project I've ever laid my hands on. I am going to try to recreate all of Norway's 357 municipality coat of arms. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wheel of Arms. This is turning into be one of my favorite times of the week. The moment we spin the wheel and we get to dive into a new place and a brand new coat of arms. So let's not waste any time and spin the wheel to see where we are going next. Okay, so first I'm going to remove Berlevåg from the list. Okay, and I'm going to shuffle up this a couple of times. Go big screen, and here we go! Oh. Fredrikstad. Okay, first I'm gonna check how the coat of arms look. Okay, let's see. Fredrikstad. Okay, red and yellow. Let's go and explore Fredrikstad. This one is exciting. Not only is Fredrikstad one of Norway's most iconic cities, it also has a coat of arms that goes way back and packs a serious visual punch. Fredrikstad was founded in 1567 by King Fredrik II and it holds a very special place in Norwegian history. It's the first city in the country to be named after royalty. Now that's pretty badass. The city rose from the ashes after Sarpsborg was burned to the ground by the Swedes. And what do you do when your city burns? You don't just rebuild, you rethink, you move to where the river meets the sea and you build something stronger, smarter and with big cannons. Fredrikstad is home to the best preserved fortress town in all of Scandinavia, Gamlebyen. Cobblestone streets, moats, star-shaped ramparts and buildings from the 1700s still standing tall. Later, it became one of Norway's most important industrial hubs, packed with sawmills, shipyards, brickworks and factories. That's why they call it Plankebyen, the plank city. For centuries, timber floated out here like blood in veins to power the nation. But Fredrikstad isn't just planks and history, it's a powerhouse of talent. Let's talk icons. First up, Roald Amundsen. Born just outside Fredrikstad and one of the greatest polar explorers of all time. He was the first confirmed to navigate the Northwest Passage in 1906. And just 5 years later, he made history again, becoming the first person to reach the South Pole. What an absolute beast. Arctic legend. Then there's Wenche Foss, one of the most beloved actresses in Norwegian history. Her career lit up stages and screens for decades, and her influence on Norwegian culture, massive. Per Petterson, internationally acclaimed author, also hails from Fredrikstad. His novel Outstealing Horses is translated into over 50 languages and won the International Impact Dublin Literary Award. Quiet prose, big impact. And of course, we can't talk Fredrikstad without mentioning Fredrikstad Football Club, Norway's oldest existing football club, founded in 1903. They've got 9 league titles, 11 cup championships and one of the richest histories in Norwegian football. And in the middle of all this history and legacy stands a golden bear. Fredrikstad's coat of arms shows a fierce golden bear guarding a golden fortress, inspired by the city's oldest seal from 1610. Some even trace the bear further back to the personal mark of Alf Erlingsson, a medieval earl who ruled the region in the 1200s. The version we see today was redrawn by heraldic master Hallvard Trætteberg and officially approved in 1967 for the city's 400-year anniversary. Same bear, bigger attitude. And Hallvard Trætteberg, he wasn't just any heraldic artist. He was the heraldic artist. He designed over 50 municipality coat of arms, several county arms, and he's the man behind Norway's official coat of arms. The lion, the crown, the axe, yep, that's him. His design are stamped on every Norwegian passport, carved into government buildings, and stands as the ultimate symbol of national authority. Now it's time for me to turn Fredrikstad and Hallvard's design into life. Welcome back to the workshop. First off, some of you might have wondered why I didn't use this beautiful saw in the last video. So before I go ahead and remove all of these metal stalls, I'm going to show you really quick what's wrong with it and what I can do to fix it, because this saw is going to be such a good thing to have here in the workshop while making plenty awesome coats of arms. So come here and let me show you really quick. Okie dokie, let's have a look inside here. Should be a really easy fix, but as you can see, this thing is totally destroyed. So I will take the wheel off, measure this and order a new one, and then it should be up and running. And while I'm at it, I'll probably get the new blade as well, because this one has definitely seen better days. Okay, so that was the last time this was used. Now it's time to take it away and make room for a very nice workshop. So let's cue the music and go absolutely crazy with the reciprocating saw. Man. Ooh. Yeah, just like 60 cuts left. This is just crazy. I have only 4 blades left, but I'm gonna continue until I run out of blades, and yeah, just take it from there, I guess. Whoa! Okay. Well, that's great. I just broke my neighbor's saw. So yeah, this was just a tiny bit harder than I was expecting. So yeah. Yeah. Woo! Okay, let's continue. First, I could probably plan the cuts a little bit better, so I will take a second to think about where I'm cutting. So I have at least amount of cuts, because now I'm on the third blade and I have only 2 left. So my goal is to remove this side, and I can take the other side next time, because I really want to get started on the coat of arms. So continue the music and let's get this over with. feels so much better here now. Progress is definitely being made. But now we got to continue with the coat of arms because I have already started to cut out the paper. But there is some details I want to share with you. So let's go inside so I can show you where I'm at. Alright, let's get into the good stuff. Now it's starting to get interesting because we have tiny details. And this is the kind of thing that's gonna test my patience, that's for sure. But this is absolutely nothing compared to what's coming later down the road. Still, with the limited amount of tools I have right now, it's gonna be pretty fun to figure this one out. And by the way, one of you suggested I get one of these, gyro cut. So I bought it, and let's dive in and see what it can do. Okay, this is basically the first time I'm using it. I did try it a couple of days ago, so since I wanted to film this and share it with you, I paused, and here we are. Let's try this thing out and see what it can do. I have seen on YouTube that people need a little bit time to get used to it, but yeah, let's try and see. If I even like it. It definitely takes a little time to get used to this thing, but for tight curves and really small details, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't cut super clean, but it does a good enough job. For straight lines and larger curves, I still prefer using my precision knife. Alright, enough playing around. Time to unleash the bear. Okay, so it's time to glue the paper. And my plan is to use 12mm MDF for pretty much every coat of arms. But when we have tiny details like here, I need to use a thinner plate, especially with the limited amount of tools I have right now. So, like in episode 2, when I made Eidsvoll's coat of arms, I used Huntonit. And my plan was to go out and buy more of that same type of plate. But before I do that, I actually found some scrap plates down in the garage. So we're going to go down there now and see if we can salvage them. Now they are pretty bad, so we might not be able to use them, but it would be pretty cool to see if we can use some of them for this coat of arms and maybe a few more. So let's go down there, and after that we're going to cut out the parts and continue to make awesome coat of arms. Okay?
That pop. Pull up, hop out, then I make that pop.
Okay. Yeah. I absolutely think I will be able to use some of this. Now they are pretty curvy, but I might be able to find a few places that are straight enough. And also, I really like to reuse old materials and turn them into good-looking art. So I think that's a good thing. So I'm gonna cut out what I need and start gluing up the paper and make a really awesome coat of arms. So thank you so much for being here. Please make sure you like and subscribe so we can get this party going, okay? So let's put on some music and finish this coat of arms and make it really nice. Hopefully without too much problems, because there are pretty tiny details on this one. Okay, let's go. And I messed up. I glued the bear's feet onto the wrong plate. I'm using 6mm for the bear and fortress and 4mm for the tiny pieces. Luckily, I got the paper off clean and glued them to the plate where they belong. Before we wrap up, I just want to say, filming the final shots of this coat of arms nearly drove me insane. The red paint reflects light like a disco ball. In the future, I'm definitely switching to a more matte finish to keep my sanity intact. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned a fact about Fredrikstad that probably very few people know. Well, here it is. Halfway through the build, I started panicking because the whole shield looked crooked. I genuinely thought I'd cut it wrong, but it turns out it's actually supposed to be asymmetrical. It's in the official design. So yeah, that's the fact. The coat of arms of Fredrikstad seems to be a bit wonky on purpose. Also, a huge shout out to my very first paying supporter. That means a lot. If you want to support this project too, there's a Ko-fi link at the top of the description. And finally, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. It makes a massive difference and helps this channel grow more than you might think. Until next time, goodbye.